Welcome all. In previous lectures of this unit, we learned regarding logic gates. From today, we will learn regarding the logic families. Now we will see what is a logic families. It's a short introduction. Various digital ICs available in market belongs to various types. These types are known as logic families. Based on the component and devices internally used, the digital IC families are named as register transistor logic, that is RTL. In this, registers and transistors are used to manufacture the digital ICs. Second one is the transistor logic. In this, two or more than two transistors are used to manufacture the digital ICs. Next one is the DTL, that is a diode transistor logic. In this, diodes and transistors are used to manufacture the digital ICs. And the last one is the CMOS, that is complementary metal oxide semiconductors. That is MOS devices are used to manufacture the digital ICs. Now we will see classification of logic families based on the devices used to manufacture the digital ICs. There are two basic techniques for manufacturing the ICs are the bipolar technology and second one is the unipolar technology. In bipolar technology, bipolar devices are used, and in unipolar technology, unipolar devices are used. We already know what are the bipolar devices and what are the unipolar devices. The bipolar devices are the devices in which the current flows due to both the carriers, that is majority carriers and minority carriers, or in other words we can say that in bipolar devices the current flows due to the electrons and positive holes, whereas in unipolar devices these are the devices in which the current flows due to the either majority carriers or minority carriers. In other words, in unipolar devices the current flows mainly because of electrons or the holes. So in bipolar technology, BJTs are used as the main circuit element. Again, in this there are two types based on the region of operation. We already know the BJT operates in three regions, that is saturation region, cutoff region and active region. In saturation region and cutoff region, the BJT works as a closed switch or the open switch, whereas while working in active region, the BJT acts as an amplifier. We know this concept, or else we studied this concept in the basic electronics subject. Now in saturated types, transistors are driven into the saturation region or cutoff region, whereas in unsaturated types the transistors are not driven into the saturation region, that is they are driven into the active regions. In unipolar technology, the FETs are used as the main circuit element. Now this is the overall classification of the logic families or digital ICs based on the devices used, that is bipolar devices and unipolar devices. In bipolar devices, again, as I said earlier, there are two types, saturated and unsaturated. In saturated, the digital ICs may be resistor transistor logic, diode transistor logic, direct coupled transistor logic, integrated injection logic, high threshold logic, and transistor logic. Again, in unsaturated bipolar devices, there may be Schottky transistor logic and emitter coupled logic, that is ECL. In unipolar digital ICs, there are three types: PMOS, NMOS, and CMOS. From all these classification, we are going to study in this unit only transistor logic. What is TTL family and their types. This is all regarding the classification of logic families based on the devices used to manufacture the digital ICs. Now we will see the classification of logic families based on the circuit complexity as follow. The classification of ICs is done according to their scale of integration. The logical circuits of different types are available in integrated circuits, that is in short called as a ICs. These ICs are classified according to the number of components or gates integrated or involved on the same silicon chip as follows. The first one is the small scale integration, that is SSI. In this, 3 to 30 logic gates are used to manufacture a single silicon chip. The examples under this are the all logic gates. The next one is the medium scale integration. In this manufacturing technique, there are 30 to 300 gates or logic gates used on a single silicon chip. The example under these categories are the counters, decoders, and shift registers, etc. The third one is large scale integration. In this, 300 to 3000 gates are used on a single silicon chips, and the example for this are the ROM and RAM. And the last one is very large scale integration, that is VLSI. In this manufacturing technique, around more than 3000 gates are used over a single silicon chip, and the examples under these categories are the high capacity memories and microprocessors. This is how the classification can be done based on the number of logic gates or the components used on a single silicon chip. Now we will see the characteristics of logic families. That is, we are going to see near about 9 definitions regarding the characteristics of logic families. The first one is the threshold voltage. It is defined as the voltage at input of a gate which causes a change in state of output from one logic level to other logic level. That is the value of voltage which causes the output to change from low to high level or high to low level. The second one is the speed of operation. It can also be called as a propagation delay. The output of a logic gate does not change its state instantaneously in response to the change in the state of its output. There is a time delay in between the two events which is called as a propagation delay. In other words, we can say that the time delay between the instant of application of input and the instant of occurrence of corresponding change in output of a logic gate is called as a propagation delay, or in other words, from that we can also predict the speed of operation of a particular device or the logic gate. In this, two waveforms are shown, the input voltage waveform and output voltage waveform. The input voltage waveform is connected to the input terminal of the NOT gate, and this is the output of the NOT gate. The input is varying from logic low level to high level. Accordingly, as we know, the NOT gate inverts the input and give corresponding output at the output terminal. As the input is changing from low to high, output will change from high to low. In waveform, we can see that the output start to change from high to low after this much duration of time. This is the time taken by the output with respect to change in the input. This is nothing but the propagation delay. Next, we will see what is a noise margin or noise immunity. The stray electronic and magnetic fields may induce unwanted voltages known as the noise on the connecting wires between the logic circuits. Or in other words, we can say that noise is an unwanted electrical disturbance which may induce some voltage in the connecting wires used between two gates or from gate output to the load, which causes the error in the output. Now, noise immunity is defined as the circuit ability to tolerate noise signals. It means that even though even though noise gets introduced in a particular circuit, its output will not get affected with that much amount of noise, is called as a noise immunity or tolerance of that circuit to the introduced noise. And the quantitative measure of noise immunity is called as a noise margin. That is, noise margin indicates amount of noise allowed to introduced in a circuit which will not affect the output. From this we can conclude that the noise never be a zero. It is having a some value, but there is a limit, but we can put a limit on the value of noise to be introduced in the circuit which will not affect the output. Now we will see the next characteristics, that is power dissipation. As a result of applied voltage and currents flowing through the logic ICs, some power will be dissipated in it in the form of heat, which is known as a power dissipation. आपण जर एक उदाहरण घेतलं आपण एका ग्लासमध्ये जर पाणी भरलं, जेव्हा तो ग्लास पूर्णपणे भरेल त्याच्यानंतर जर आपण पाणी भरलं तर पाणी ग्लासमधून बाहेर पडेल. जे बाहेर पडणारं पाणी आहे ते म्हणजेच पॉवर डिसिपेशन असं आपण डिफाईन करू शकतो. म्हणजे एक्सेस पाणी जे आहे ग्लासच्या बाहेर पडणारं त्याला आपण पॉवर डिसिपेशनच्या स्वरूपात बघू शकतो. द अमाऊंट ऑफ पॉवर डिसिपेटेड इन IC is called as a power dissipation and it is measured or represented in the form of milliwatts. Next characteristics is figure of merit. Figure of merit of a logic family is the product of power dissipation and propagation delay. It is also called as a speed power product. Mathematically, the figure of merit is represented over here. It is nothing but the product of propagation delay time and power dissipation. Next characteristics of logic family is fan in. The fan in represents the number of inputs of a logic gate. The first example is the two input logic gate. I can draw here for example a AND gate. It is having two inputs. So as it is having two inputs, its fan in will be 2. Second example given over here is 3 input logic gate. For example, if I draw a OR gate having 3 input terminals, so its fan in will be 3. So number of inputs represents a fan in. Now next is a fan out. The maximum number of logic gates which can be driven by a gate is known as a fan out. Higher the fan out, higher will be the current supplying capacity of a particular gate. Now if I draw a NOT gate which is connected to another 3 NOT gates. Now in this single output of a NOT gate is driving 3 NOT gates, means its fan out is 3. If I would have connected 2 NOT gates to the single output of a previous NOT gate, then its fan out will be a 2. Now next definition is current sourcing. The current sourcing action is illustrated in this figure. The gate 1 acts as a source gate and gate 2 acts as a load gate. In this, both the gates are NAND gate. To this gate 1, two input terminals are gets grounded, that is they are connected to 0. As we know, when both the inputs of NAND gates are 0 or at least any one input of NAND gate is 0, its output becomes 1. Now the output of this first NAND gate is connected as an input to the second input terminal of this load gate. Now as the output of gate 1 is at logic 1 level, it means that it is at voltage level of VCC. It is represented over here. Now output of a gate 1 is high, it going to supply a current to the input terminal of gate 2. That is, gate 1 is giving or sourcing a current to the input terminal of gate 2. This is nothing but the current sourcing action. That is, current is forwarding from output terminal into the input terminal. Now the current sinking characteristics. as soon as the output of gate 1 goes low, that is at this we get 0 output. When we connect both the inputs of gate 1 to logic 1, then we will get a 0 output. Now as the output terminal of this gate 1 is at 0, so it is connected to the ground through this resistor. So as the output terminal of gate 1 is at lower potential, so as we know the current flows from higher potential to the lower potential, so the current starts flowing into the output terminal of the gate 1. This is called as a current sinking action. Thank you.